Would Jungkook Do That? Jimin Shock. ARMY can't believe it. That morning, the K-pop world was rocked by one short 47-second video uploaded by an internal military music event staffer. In the video, Jungkook, who has been known to be calm and reserved since serving in the army, suddenly goes on stage and sings a piece of lyrics from Promise, Jimin's solo song, in front of hundreds of soldiers and staff. But what surprised everyone the most was not just the song, it was her facial expression and the last words she whispered into the microphone. "Hyung, do you copy?" The tape spread so quickly, and in just 3 hours, a few hours later, Jimin appeared in the fan community app. Unlike usual, he didn't say much. Just a short message. Sometimes, unexpected things touch the deepest parts of our hearts. "I'm still trying to understand everything." ARMY immediately realized that Jimin didn't even know Jungkook would do that. The spontaneous reaction recorded in the video shows Jimin standing between the rows of guests, covering his mouth with his hand. And unable to hide his surprise, a fan who was present at the scene wrote on his personal blog that Jimin even walked out of the hall ahead of time after the song was finished, accompanied by staff. He could be seen rubbing his eyes. Whether it was emotion or just dust, no one knew for sure. But one thing is clear, the mood of the day changed. According to internal sources, Jungkook had been planning this since a few weeks ago. He wanted to convey something that he could not express through ordinary words. Promise wasn't just a song, it was a song Jimin wrote in a time of doubt and hurt. And when Jungkook sang it, ARMY felt that it was a very deep call from the heart. Some fans speculated that Jungkook was hinting at guilt, or perhaps a sense of loss for something he never really had time to express. But there are also those who believe that this is a form of his silent support for Jimin, to convey, "I'm here. I know everything." This is not about fan service, wrote one senior fan site. It's about two people who grew up under the spotlight of the world, but now have to express their feelings without made-up lyrics. Many soldiers cried after watching the video, some even saying that they could feel the weight Jungkook was carrying through his voice. Some even say this is the most candid moment Jungkook has shown since his debut, and it adds depth to a story fans have long believed. That behind the spotlight of the stage, there is a feeling that is never finished between these two friends. Many are waiting for whether Jimin will respond further. Will there be a return song? Or maybe a more open statement? But until now, the atmosphere is still full of speculation. To be sure, their relationship has touched on something more than just group mates. It's about an inexplicable interconnection with ordinary logic, and for ARMY, the one thing they learned that day was, love, in whatever form, will always find a way to be expressed, even if it's through songs you don't expect, at the most unexpected times. After Jungkook stepped off the stage, the atmosphere in the hall of the military headquarters remained quiet. There was no thunderous applause as usual. All that was heard were small murmurs and whispers of astonishment in the audience, and some of them wept quietly. But behind the scenes, there were moments that were not captured on camera, moments that became hot talk among the staff and eyewitnesses who were behind the stage, according to a production staffer who did not want to be named. Jimin had waited in the back hallway of the hall for several minutes. His face was gloomy, but it was clear that he was trying to calm himself down. When Jungkook finally came out of the side door of the stage, their steps had stopped only a few meters. And no hugs. No words, but their eyes met, and that's where it all happened. A lighting technician who happened to be nearby mentioned that the brief meeting was very quiet, but electrifying. Jimin closed his eyes for a moment, and Jungkook seemed to nod slightly, as if asking for understanding. They didn't talk for long, yet the few seconds they spent in silence let anyone who saw them know something big was rolling between them. That night, Jungkook posted a short story on his community account. Just a picture of the gray night sky with one sentence, "Have you ever waited for someone more than you could understand yourself?" No name, no songs. But fans know it's for Jimin. Or maybe for himself. Jimin, a few hours later, also shared a story in the form of short lyrics from his song, Alone: "Although the world is silent, I hear your voice." Two sentences that were mutually hostile, as if they were talking in a space that could only be understood by the two of them and, secretly, by the millions of ARMY that followed from the beginning. Amid various speculations about solo projects and BTS's post-enlistment future, this moment shows that relationships between members are not just a matter of professional cooperation, but about taste, history, and loyalty that is not easily explained. ARMY believes that no matter what happens, both Jungkook and Jimin will still carry a part of each other in their every step forward. And perhaps, as in their songs, some feelings do not need to be explained, just felt, because in their world, sometimes silence speaks louder than 1,000 words. After that brief backstage meeting, the world couldn't stop talking about what happened between Jungkook and Jimin. The fans argued, trying to decipher the meaning of every word and expression that had time to be seen on the screen. However, despite much speculation, one thing has become clear: the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook is not just limited to friendship or professional relationships as fellow BTS members shortly after the incident. Many predicted that the incident would serve as a great inspiration for their musical work going forward. Some ARMY even predicted that the emotional moment would result in an unexpected collaboration, not just in music, but also in the form of a more personal story, after Jimin and Jungkook return to their daily lives. News of the new album begins to circulate. But what caught the most attention was the news that they were working on a musical collaboration project, which was rumored to involve two songs, one more cheerful song, and another full of deep feelings. The fans attributed this project to the events that just happened. The first song, which is expected to be titled Silent Echo, is said to describe their feelings that are difficult to express in words. The song will most likely contain messages about distance, time, and how the two of them deal with it, although it won't always be able to speak directly about their feelings. There is speculation that in this song, Jungkook will sing a heartfelt part, while Jimin will bring emotional depth with his vocals. The second track, allegedly titled Unspoken, will probably be more introspective, talking about pent-up feelings, longing, and inexplicable attachments. Many fans expect the song to be a kind of answer to Jungkook's actions on the stage before, a way to string together feelings that they previously only kept in their hearts. The collaboration between Jimin and Jungkook is nothing new to ARMY, given that the two have collaborated on several occasions in the past. However, this time it will be different. Against the backdrop of deep feelings, fans predicted that these songs would be more than ordinary musical works. This is their life story wrapped in melody and lyrics, a work that not only entertains, but also takes the viewer on a deeply personal emotional journey. Many hope that this collaboration will be a kind of cover for the emotional phase they are going through. However, there are also those who argue that this is the beginning of a new chapter in their journey, both as individuals and as part of BTS. One fan wrote on social media, "They may not express everything they feel, but through these songs, they give us the opportunity to feel it with them." For BTS, especially Jungkook and Jimin, this collaboration could be a big step in combining their personal lives with their music careers. With their great influence in the world of music, this project will certainly attract attention not only from the ARMY, but also from the international music scene. ARMY, on the other hand, feels closer to the BTS members. Small occurrences, like the one with Jungkook and Jimin, give fans a sense that they not only love BTS's music, but also understand their emotional journey. It's no longer just about hit songs or amazing stage performances, but about human stories that anyone can feel. That moment on stage, where Jungkook sang Promise and Jimin fell silent, will probably always be remembered by the ARMY as a turning point in their emotional journey. However, it was not the end.